Comaneci dismount.
Over on the balance beam right now, a young lady representing the West team, Julissa Gomez, out of Houston, Texas, a local favorite.
That's one of the interesting things about tonight's competition is three of our favorites, Julissa, Edie, and Christy, are all training here in Houston with, of course, the world-renowned gymnastics coach Bella Caroli, the coach of Nadia Comaneci and Mary Lou Retton, and this is his new stable of junior champions.
Julissa began gymnastics at the age of 5.
Okay, that's a tough move there. That's a straddle flange. Good start to the exercise. Nice swing to hand. So far, everything's great. She's moving very well. Now, here comes some of the acrobatic skills. Back handspring, layout, 2 in a row. Oh, that's too bad. That was a very, very difficult combination. 2 layouts in a row from a back handspring. And unfortunately, she was just a little bit off. No way you can keep that on the beam.
Court, any question that the beam is the most difficult for the ladies?
Well, you know, the balance beam actually is not that difficult for them to learn the skills they work out in the gym. It's very much like tumbling, even though, of course, the balance beam is so narrow. But the difficulty in this event is competing balance beam, is trying to not worry about all of the distractions that are happening in the gym and concentrate on keeping right over the top of that beam. Very nice. Swing through layout backflip, and that was right on the mark. Okay, here's her dismount. Round off to a double twist, a very clean dismount for Julissa.
Out of Westfield High School here in Houston, 13 years of age, Julissa Gomez wants to be an astronomy professor.
Here's the dismount. She's going to do a round off, face this direction, reach, 1 laid out flip and 2 twists, and a good job on the landing.
And a score in for Carrie Dooley on the uneven bars, 8.75 for the 14-year-old out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Now over on the vault, this, of course, our defending champion, Kelly Garrison, 19 years of age, out of the University of Oklahoma.
You know, all gymnasts have very special meets to themselves. I always happen to do well in the American Cup competition. This has been Kelly Garrison's event. Every year she participates here, she's very fired up. And this year she seems especially determined because she had a rough year. She broke a rib, she sprained an ankle, but I think she's got it together this year, and I hope she can put together a good performance because she's going to need to keep ahead of some of those very strong juniors. Oh, nice work. Okay, a very nice landing on a laid-out Sukahara. She seems very pleased with that. You'll see why here. She has good speed in the run. She's going to reach on the horse with a half turn and then push off and do a laid-out backflip. And, of course, she has good work spotting the landing. Now, it's not the most difficult vault being done, but it's very clean. Notice here, throughout the air, the body position is absolutely perfect.
Coached by Dave Henley at Short Grass Gymnastics, and now we go to Christy Phillips, one of our terrific juniors on the uneven bars.
Christy kips up. Nice free hip right to the top. Okay, that's a Jaeger. Good straddle front flip. Oh, no. She was supposed to go over on that move. She came up a little short on the handstand. She covered up well, though. It's important that she keep the momentum moving in this exercise. Nice giant swings. There's a pike double back. Okay, 1 step on the landing. She got to that she was in a little trouble there in the middle of the exercise. And look, you can tell.
Go ahead, Sam.
She knows she should have gone over.
I did it better.
He looked over at Bella and said, "What did I do wrong?"
She's a tough little competitor.
On the balance beam, Julissa Gomez with an 8.85.
Now here's the Jaeger to straddle front flip. She's in a little close. but she has good work here. Now watch what happens. She's supposed to kip up, and she's going to pirouette and go over, but instead she falls back this way, but she does great work in doing a glide half-turn, glide kip, and covering up. Here once again is the dismount. Nice giant swing. There's a pike, double somersault, perfect form, and only one step on the landing.
For our 14-year-old youngster out of Baton Rouge, there she is, Christy Phillips, one of the great juniors. And now, Corinne Wright, 4'7", just at the century mark, 100 pounds, 17 years of age, out of Mount Vernon, New York. Over on the vault, speaking of the vault, Kelly Garrison, a 9.55 to get things going, Bart.
Where do you see Corinne vault? She is so powerful. Look at that. That's a laid-out Tsukahara, and she just about walked into it. Most of the girls are hauling down that runway, but she takes it pretty casually. No problem here. And watch, she gets good push right here. Nice position in the air. And, of course, one bouncy hop on the landing. She's going to need to stick that if she wants a big score. Once again, you can see nice position in the air. And only one step on the landing.
Second year on the senior national team, Corinne Wright, and you were saying wait for her vault. Everybody's waiting for her floor exercise. That is just terrific.
She is so explosive, both on vaulting and floor, and I'm sure it'll be very exciting later on in the competition.
Speaking of the floor exercise, let's go back there now. Christy Phillips, by the way, her score on the uneven bars after that brief error, 9.00. Corinne Wright on the vault, a 9.65. Watch Michelle now with a little music. Guys don't use music. How come?
Whoa, she went flying out of bounds in that pike double back. I don't know. The Russians have really encouraged us to use music for men's floor exercise, but they haven't made that move yet. And I've heard a lot of people say that they would enjoy it. Personally, I don't think we need it right now, but maybe in the next 4 or 5 years.
If you were going to pick music for your routine, what song would you pick?
Don't tell him. I think for me, at my age, I'd have to pick something out of Rocky for sure. Oh, no. That's too bad. That was a 1.5 twist to a punch front. That's a D move. It's very difficult. But she ended up just a little short, and it looked like her feet slipped out from under her. That's going to be a ½ point deduction. Michelle is one of my favorite gymnasts on the national team. She was a silver medalist in the Los Angeles Olympics as a member of the women's team and had a very fine competition in L.A. Okay, she's getting ready for her last run. Oh, tremendous dismount. That was a triple twist. Not very many girls can do that as a dismount.
Well, I'll tell you, she started gymnastics at the age of 4. She's 17 now, out of Garden Grove, California. She likes water skiing, drawing, arts and crafts. Michelle Dussert.
Okay, let's see right here. She has 1.5 twist to a punch front. It's very difficult, but she doesn't quite get her feet underneath her. And boy, there's nothing you can do when you're in that position.
So there is Michelle. That's the end of our first rotation. We'll have the defending champion Kelly Garrison along with our top 2 juniors and a terrific performance in floor exercise by Corinne Wright, all coming up as ESPN's Olympic Festival coverage continues live.
Like a lot of them. And then everybody kind of got, involved in it. I got started in gymnastics. Like, I used to do judo. And my judo teacher thought that I'd be better in gymnastics because I like to tumble. I like rings because I like to swing rings. Rings is an easy event for me. My favorite gymnast is Li Ning. I like Li Ning a lot because he's not the most consistent gymnast in the world. And he hasn't won that many world titles, but he's the most explosive and the most virtuous gymnast. And the virtuosity is more important than the winning.
He's right now 17 years old, but he has been doing gymnastics only for 4.5 years. And in those 4.5 years, he has been practicing in a gym where we don't have a 40 by 40. Therefore, we cannot do floor routines except when we go to a competition. Our rings were very low because our seating was very low, and then we couldn't do these mounts in our gym, and we have to travel to practice once a month in another gym to be able to do the rings dismounts. The same problem with the high bar. We don't have a pit, we don't have a high ceiling, and in order to learn the dismounts, we have to travel and try in another gyms. Some of them very far from the city, like in Long Island, 2 hours from the city. In Brooklyn Gymnastics Center, where we have to travel 1.5 hours to be here. And we have been practicing in very hard circumstances.
You have to have a lot of different reasons why you're doing gymnastics. Most of all, you have to like gymnastics, because like if you don't like it, there's nothing there. You can't do it for anybody but yourself. And that's the main reason. I love doing gymnastics.
There are all kinds of situations in which athletes become athletes or better athletes. To the summit, let's go to Jim Kelly and Bart Conner at women's gymnastics.
All right, Jim, thank you very much, and welcome back live to the summit here in Houston. After 2 rotations, our leader, one of the young juniors, Phoebe Mills, with a great vault, 9.65, pulls her up to 19.15 after 2 rotations. Christy Phillips is in the 2nd spot. Kelly Garrison is 3rd. Cindy Tom 4th, and a tie for 5th right now. Let's pick up some of the action in that 2nd rotation now. Again, Bart Conner is here, and watch Phoebe Mills over on the vault.
This is probably one of Phoebe's best events. She's using a round-off vault. She'll round off here, back handspring on, and a tucked back flip off. It was very nicely done.
There's Bella, her coach. Bella Caroli, of course, a legend.
Just to get it more farther. Did you speed up pretty well toward the end? Let's just go in. Just a little faster. Keep your layout. Getting over
Let's
hard.
look again.
Both legs going together. All right, let's go.
She has good push, decent tuck in the air, and she bounces, literally bounces off the mat, but she has good control. Now watch her feet on the board here. She almost misses the board. Right there, that's dangerously close to the end of the board, but she handles it very well in controlling the vault and bouncing to a safe landing.
9.65 for Phoebe Mills out of Northfield, Illinois. She's our leader after 2 rotations with 19.15. But how quickly Bella's attention has to be divided, because he's also got Christy Phillips performing over on the balance beam. Another look at Phoebe Mills.
Okay, this is her 2nd vault, and now that was a great vault. She did basically the same vault she did on the 1st round, except this time she did it with a straight body, a laid-out position. It was really, really nicely done. Bella is obviously pleased.
So our 2 juniors running 1-2, both coached by Caroli. Phoebe Mills in the top spot. Christy Phillips is 2nd, and the defending champion, Kelly Garrison, right now is in the 3rd spot. Well, we talked about Christy Phillips over on the balance beam. That's where Bella Caroli has moved now. Christy Phillips out of Baton Rouge. And Christy's favorite event is the floor. She's a 9th grader at Westfield High School.
Fine, normal.
Let's listen to Bella.
And hold that over there and control yourself nicely, okay?
Pat on the back from the coach. Control yourself nicely.
Without a doubt, this is one of the most exciting routines that any American gymnast is doing now. Watch that back flexibility. A front limber as a mount going sideways. Oh, nice work on a round off to a layout. Very high, very clean on the landing. Now, Christy did something really unusual for her. She made a mistake in the 1st event, and she has really opened up the door for Phoebe Mills, her closest competitor. Phoebe has been frustrated time and time again because she just can't seem to beat Christy Phillips. But Christy opened the door, and Phoebe is really flying now. So Christy needs a great performance here on the beam if she's going to hold in there in the all-around contention. Watch this move. There's a back planche. Now watch, she's going to straddle this and maintain balance. Look at her back is bent at a 90-degree angle. Boy, that's tremendous flexibility.
And that's something you really can't coach.
Well, actually, so much of that is natural, and once you see that a gymnast has an ability to do almost contortion-like skills, then, of course, you definitely take advantage of that in the routine, and that's an original move. Nice side summy for Christy. Now, this is a very, very crucial dismount. Round off to a pike double, and she pulls it around, and she is very, very pleased with that routine. Nice work.
That was a good one, Bobby. Good one. All right, Stuffy.
All right, Stuffy.
Good job.
Christy Phillips, a 9.75 on the balance beam, pulls her into the second spot. So a couple of youngsters, just 70 and 80 pounds respectively, are running 1-2.
Now watch this back plunge. Now once she gets in balance, she's going to straddle her legs. Unbelievable flexibility.
Well, Christy wants to be an orthodontist when she graduates from college. If you miss on the beam, you'll need one.
Let's look at this again. What outrageous position. That is absolutely perfect. Now, once she gets set, she straddles her legs, and that, of course, is unique, and Christy Phillips is the only gymnast in the world doing that move. Here's the dismount, of course. Nice pike double back. Watch, she is pulling those legs around. It's a race between her face and her feet win. Great dismount.
And look at that smile. Is she happy? Christy Phillips, a 9.75, moves into the second spot out of Baton Rouge. The top spot held by Phoebe Mills of Northfield, Illinois. They're running 1-2, and Kelly Garrison, the defending champion, in the third spot. That's after 2 rotations. We'll be coming back with more live ladies gymnastics from the summit here in Houston. We'll be on the third rotation as the ladies go for the gold, silver, and bronze and the team title live on ESPN.
We let kids try Minute fruit.
Representing the West, let's pick up now Julissa Gomez on the vault.
Julissa is one of Bella Caroli's gymnasts, and she is a bright young gymnast, and she has an absolutely perfect body for gymnastics. She's very small, very flexible, and strong all at the same time.
That's one of the things, if you look at Bella's kids, they all seem to be about the same size and frame.
And without a doubt, they are durable. I think he probably has the most durable gymnast on the U.S. team, and I guess in order to survive the hard discipline training of Bella Carola, you have to be pretty durable.
Currently in the 14th spot after 2 rotations. I guess when you're under 5 feet tall, that runway looks a little long to you, doesn't it?
And the vaulting horse comes up to about her chin, so she's got quite a job to get over this baby. But she's also doing one of these round-off vaults. Right here, round off and back onto the horse. Okay, a little trouble on the landing, but that's a laid-out Tsukahara from a round-off onto the board and a back handspring onto the horse.
Good job.
First year on the junior national team. What's the biggest jump that the gymnasts make?
In what way?
In terms of competition. In other words, going onto the junior team or going from juniors to seniors?
Well, the junior team is only described by the ages of the girls. Actually, these girls are considered on the junior national team, but if they were old enough, if they were 15 and old enough to be on the national team, they would probably also be some of our leaders. There it is. It's actually a pike Tsukahara off the horse, and she was a little out of control on the landing.
There she is, Julissa Gomez, age 13, out of Houston, Texas. 9th grade at Westfield High School. Let's pick up Dana Lister now, representing the East team over on the balance beam out of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Actually, Dana is getting ready to perform, and she is outstanding on the balance beam. She's going through her paces on the floor. Most of the girls do a great deal of balance beam training actually on the floor, and many times on a line on the floor, so they don't have to worry necessarily about staying on the beam all the time, but they can worry about position and control.
Bart, what do the judges look for here?
Well, certainly on balance beam, it's important that the girls have nice rhythm. They have to do certain elements like split leaps. They have to do a full turn. They have to do a combination of acrobatic skills, one after another. In the last few years, the balance beam has changed drastically because the young girls are required to do actually complete tumbling runs from one end of the beam to the other, and that, of course, is very, very challenging.
Let's swing on over. We'll come back to Dana Lister as there's some distractions going on. Let's pick up our leader right now with a 19.15 total on the uneven bars. This is that little pepper pot age 13 from Northfield, Illinois, Phoebe Mills. There's Bella getting things ready over in the uneven bars. What about the uneven bars? What do the judges look for there?
Well, of course, this event has also changed drastically. The girls are moving the bars very far out, and they're allowing the girls to do giant swings on the high bar, and it makes very much like men's high bar performances. It's nice to see Phoebe doing so well here. Christy really did open the door by having trouble on her first event. Phoebe has been very consistent. Her first 2 events were very solid, and I think she's going to try her best to take advantage of the door that Christy Phillips opened today.
I'll tell you, looking at Phoebe, she's only 4'6" and 70 pounds. It's incredible that she's a former national speed skating champion.
And I'm very glad to see that, because both of my brothers, I'm also from the Chicago suburban area, were on the national speed skating team, so our family has a lot in common, that we're both in the national gymnastics scene as well as speed skating.
I guess you were a Bobby Hull fan and a Blackhawks fan.
Of course, you couldn't do without him up there.
There is Bella.
I found that I was a little bit better at gymnastics than skating, so I bailed on skating. And my brothers were better at skating than gymnastics, so they bailed on gymnastics.
Last-minute instructions from the coach. And a break in concentration for our leader right now. All kinds of pressure on the young juniors when you're ahead of Kelly Garrison, the defending festival champion. Back over on the beam again, Dana Lister. She is 13 out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, a member of the U.S. National Gymnastics team.
Dana is great on the balance beam. Stay up there. Nice work. That's a round off to a laid out backflip. It's so nice to see Dana doing so well. Oh, how about that?
That tells you it's her favorite event.
Okay, and a good double twist. Dana has trained with us down in Norman quite a few times, and it's nice to see she's having a good day here.
Boy, was she happy with that performance. Now back to the uneven bars. Phoebe Mills, all set after the last-minute coaching by Bella Carroll.
There's a straddle over. Now watch, she's going to get to a handstand right there. Oh, nice work. And a giant to a full turn. Another giant. She is right on. Tremendous reverse hack. So great to see her. She is going after it. She's not at all hesitant. She's blasting through this routine. Everything looks sure. Right to the top on a handstand. Quick giant swings. Here's the pike double. Nice landing. Great exercise for Phoebe Mills.
How important is originality in the routine there?
Well, without a doubt, that's very important quality that gymnasts must have. It's hard to get originality on the uneven bar routine, but she has a nice combination, and you can get originality in a combination. She did a full over the bar to a reverse hecht. Here is nice position in the giant swings. Pike double back, same dismount used by Christy Phillips, and boy, nice job on the landing.
Well, we have talked about Kelly Garrison. There she is out of the University of Oklahoma. 14 medals, 6 of them gold. She has won this festival in '82 and again last year. About to go up on the balance beam. Currently in 3rd place after 2 rotations.
This is a great event for Kelly. She's got a tough mount right here. Oh. That is one of the most difficult mounts being done. It's a back flip from the board onto the beam. Very few girls can do it, and you can see why it is unbelievably difficult. Kelly did have a fall there, of course. That will cost her a half of a point. So that is really going to cost her in the all-around competition right here. She is great on the beam. It's unfortunate she had a mistake right in the beginning, because she is a real pleasure to watch. She knows how to do all of the important acrobatic skills, and yet she has nice, graceful movements, elegant dance work. Look at that. Cartwheel to a layout. She's done every trick in the book.
Bart, Kelly is 19, getting pushed by a couple of 13 and 14-year-olds. How long can she be competitive at this level?
Well, usually when the girls are 19 or 20, they start heading out of the top level of international competition, except for, you know, Kathy Johnson from the women's Olympic team in '84. She competed until she was 25. So I believe that Kelly could go a long way if she is willing to maintain the type of discipline that's necessary to stay at the top level. The little kids are hungry. There's a Garrison roll. That was the move that Kelly invented, and you talked about the importance of originality. She will get points back from the judges for having done that shoulder roll, which we call on the international gymnastics scene a Garrison roll. And a great double twist dismount.
There is Kelly Garrison, 5 years on the senior national team.
This is the toughest mount being done in the world. I've seen her actually try it with a full twist, which is unbelievable. But she does a round off here, a backflip on, and this baby is hard to do. She looked like she just about had it, but there was no way she could control it once her shoulder was off the beam, once her feet were off the beam. Here is the shoulder roll over her right shoulder without touching her hands to the beam. And of course, here's the dismount. It's a round off, 2 feet takeoff right here. Push, 1 backflip with 2 twists. Good job.
There's Christy Phillips about to go on the floor exercise. There is her total score. Phoebe Mills, by the way, a 9.25 to remain our leader right now. Pressured by this girl out of Baton Rouge.
Okay, there's a pull in. All right. Nice to see her make that move. That is a new move for Christy. She's been doing a whip to a pike double back, but she needs to improve her difficulty, and it's great to see that she's doing the big tricks. Isn't she fun to watch? Pike double back. Nice work. I think she's home free now. She's got the 2 big tumbling passes out of the way. Okay, here's her last tumbling run. No problem on a double twist. Great exercise for Christy Phillips.
Is she hot? 4'10", 80 pounds, 14 years of age, a 9th grader at Westfield High School this fall. She was in the second spot, trailing Phoebe Mills. There is Coach Bella. Let's listen in.
That was good.
You jumped up about 3 feet out of your seat on the first
Running the ball.
Our athletes will now prepare to move.
Okay, here she goes. Round off back handspring to a full in. It's a full in, back out, and she barely makes it, but she knows she's got it. All right. Here's a back handspring to a double twist. This is her last tumbling run. Nice clean form. She drops out of it, and she knows she nailed that routine.
So let's get caught up on the scores. Julissa Gomez, an 8.40 on the vault. She was in 14th place overall. Dana Lister, a 9.45 on the beam. She's looking to move up. And, of course, Phoebe Mills. There's what she did on the uneven bars, a 9.25. Kelly Garrison on the beam. We'll be coming back for the gold, silver, and bronze medals live on ESPN. Electrifying performance. Her coach, Bella Caroli, is alongside. She needs, to the best boy that I can figure out, a 9.95 to upend Christy Phillips. But in any event, it was a great performance by Phoebe.
I think one of the best beam routines I've ever seen her do. We just saw the last bit.
That was your competition, buddy. Good one. I'm proud of you, Phoebe. Good job.
Meanwhile, over on the floor exercise, that is Kelly Garrison. And her total score, she is in a 3-way tie for 6th after 3 rotations. She has won this event in 1982 and again last year in Baton Rouge. Those of you that are tuning in just now for Top Rank Boxing, we of course will have that for you live here on ESPN. But we still have the gold, the silver, and the bronze to be decided here in women's gymnastics.
And what a great mount for Kelly Garrison. She did a pike double back, and she nailed it. Tremendous triple turn. Okay, here comes his second tumbling run. 1.5. Through to a double twist. Nice combination tumbling.
Bart, is it tough for Kelly right now? She's not in contention for a gold, even a silver medal.
Well, I think it's got to take a little bit of the wind out of her sails, certainly, but she's a good competitor, and I know she wants to finish up very strongly here on the floor. for this last tumbling run. Double twist, a little low. But a very clean exercise for Kelly. She has to be pleased with that one.
Phoebe Mills needed a 9.95 as far as her performance on the balance beam. Christy Phillips was our leader by 15/100ths going into her fourth and last rotation. That would be Christy Phillips performing on the vault. Little Pepper Pot, 14 out of Baton Rouge. This is the standing. These are the way the scores stood after 3 rotations. That, of course, Christy Phillips in the top spot. Phoebe Mills second. Then young Jennifer Barton was in the 3rd spot. Now, we talked about Christy Phillips' performance in the vault. The women, Bart, they get 2 shots, and they get to choose their best score.
Here's Christy getting ready to go. Now, as you mentioned, they do get 2 vaults. This is her first vault, and the one that really she nailed in order to win this title here. Nice work, good landing, and a round off onto the board, back handspring onto the horse, and a full twisting back flip off.
Put your legs together. Huh? Ready, wanna do layout? All right, I'm gonna take one.
She handles this vault very well. Good position, nice block off the horse. Her legs spread there for just a second, but it happened so quickly there's no way the judges can see it. Let's see right here again. Perfect position onto the horse. Pulls that right around, and she knows she nailed it.
So you can see we've got a terrific crowd here at the Summit in Houston, Texas, and what a night for ladies gymnastics. The 2 teenagers finished up 1-2. Christy Phillips, 4'10", just 80 pounds, 14 years of age, out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a 9th grader at Westfield High School, coming up this fall. If you like swimming and water skiing, there's your winner. It's her first year on the national junior team, and Christy wants to be an orthodontist upon graduating from college. What a jump she has made here tonight.
Fantastic competition for her, and as you heard Bella Caroli say, tonight was really Phoebe Mills' night. She had a great competition. She was very consistent. Right now, though, I think Christy Phillips is just a little bit stronger, and after a 9.05, she came back on the next 3 events to have 9.75, 9.75, and 9.75. Tremendous finish.
Phoebe Mills, 13 years of age, out of Northfield, Illinois. Another